Hello, Karen's Cassell here on behalf of Makers Mercantile. Today I'm going to go over what's in our newsletter for August 5th, 2022. All right, first of all, we have a fabulous yarn. This is a haiku yarn, and it's called Haiku Riley. There you go, Haiku Riley. And Haiku Riley is a combination of three fabulous fibers, and I'm using the word fabulous a lot today. So, one of them is baby alpaca, and you know we all love baby alpaca because it's really so nice and soft. The other one is mulberry silk. Now we don't have a lot of yarns that have mulberry silk in it, but the mulberry silk in this one allows it to have this phenomenal drape. And it gives it a tiny little bit of shine. And then the third fiber that's in it is linen. And the linen, there's actually 25% linen in here. So we have 50% baby alpaca, 25% mulberry silk, and 25% linen. And the linen just gives it a little bit of a rustic look. Some of the colors more so than others. This particular color, I think this is called Dahlia. It is, and there you can see the linen. So the linen has taken the dye a little bit differently than the rest of the fibers because this is dyed after it is spun. And you're going to notice that on some colors, like this too, more than, for instance, on this color. So this is called the natural. And you're not going to see it quite as much. If you want another natural color, there's this one. This is called pearl. And there you can see the difference between the natural and the pearl. The pearl is on the bottom, and it's just slightly pinker than the natural that is on the top. But on both of these, you don't really notice those linen fibers color-wise so much. Whereas if you go into another color like this one, this one is this seaweed? No, it's kelp. Okay, close, same thing. Okay. All you scientists, don't tell me. There probably is a difference between kelp and seaweed. I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to say same thing. It is kelp. All right, here we go. It's kelp. Either way, you know what? I probably would have called it sour apple, but it's kelp. That's because we're from the Pacific Northwest, and that's all we have on our beach. But there's a couple of other natural colors. This one is called driftwood. That's very Northwesty named as well. And this one here, what do we call this one? Manatee. Well, that's definitely not Northwest. We don't have any manatees here, except for in our zoo. We do have manatees in our zoo. This is a fabulous new color from, I think, last year, and it's called Tuscan Sun. So it's absolutely beautiful as well. So there's a lot of different colors to choose from. This color that I have behind me that's right here too, it doesn't actually have a color name, but it's number 088 is what it is. So if you're interested in this coral, which is flattering on a lot of people, remember color number 088. So what are you looking at here? This fabulous pattern, and this is a super duper long shawl. You can see. You can't call it a scarf because it's so wide. It's a really, really long shawl. Absolutely beautiful shawl. It has some beadwork in it. On the ends, let me see if I can pull this off so you can see that. There you can see the beadwork on the ends there. It has a lot of different, as you can tell, lace patterns, so you're never going to get bored. But more than that, there is a purpose to doing that, and that is to learn how to do lace. And that's because this beautiful piece comes out of this book called Building with Lace. This is a book from Michelle Hunter. So Michelle Hunter was a teacher in her previous life. And then she started doing some knitting and started designing and teaching knitting. So she came up with a program that was called Building Blocks. And that was her first book that was published, Building Blocks. And in there, that was for a beginner knitter. If you knew how to knit and purl, it would take you all the way through to doing some baubles and all different kinds of things, some cables, actually one little piece of lace and so on. So it took you through a process, a learning process. Then she came up with one that was called Building in Color. That one took you through the color work process. So, you know, there's a little mosaic in there, there's a little ferrule in there, there's a little bit of all different kinds of color work, intarsia and so on. And then she came out with this book, and this is called Building with Lace. So in this book, you learn how to start with a very simple lace pattern, and then you progressively get harder and harder and harder and learn more and more things. So how can you learn that all out of a book. Well, you don't have to learn it all out of the book because Michelle has tutorials on her website, which is knitpearlhunter.com. She has a lot of tutorials, and on every single technique she has in here, she has a tutorial, and her tutorials are good if you want to check them out. So when you follow along in this book through all 9 different sections, you will learn something new in every single section. So the entire shawl, as you see it here, takes 5 hanks of Riley. So that's to make the complete shawl. And we do have a special going on. Of course we do. And this special is that you can save 15% on the Riley. And if you buy 5 hanks, you'll also get this book, which is, I think it's $19.95 retail or $23.95, something like that. You'll get the book for free. We'll ship it in with your shipment. And this is only good, however, through this coming Sunday, which is August 7th. So it's good through August 7th. Buy 5 hanks at 15% off, and you will get the building lace book for free. And like I said, these books that Michelle has come up with, they really are educational books. And because they have the tutorials in them, it makes it much easier for you to learn. I mean, if it's 11 o'clock at night and, you know, your best friend who helps you with your knitting isn't available, well, Michelle Hunter is, and it will actually give you the link in the book as to where to find it. So there you go. That is our special for today. And then we also feature in our newsletter, some different stitch markers that we have. When it comes to stitch markers, everybody has a different personal preference. We have all different kinds available on our website. So if you're going to be knitting this piece, you may want to pick some up because you will be needing some stitch markers to actually produce this shawl. Anyways, we also have a new date, or not a new date, but a date for our monster recap. And that is, for those of you who were in on our conversation, I think it's heading on 2 weeks here, as far as Operation Monster Drop, we said, we had so much fun. We wanted to do a recap so we can see what people have made as far as monsters go, where they've hidden them, who has found them, and things like that. Anyways, our recap is going to be on the 18th of August. That's a Thursday night. It's going to be at 5 o'clock p.m. And you can find more information about that in the newsletter. Now, if you were not part of the original conversation, the original Zoom call for the Operation Monster Drop, it doesn't mean that you can't join in on this one, because it really is a fun thing to do, to make these monsters, to hide them, to put a smile on somebody's face, and then hopefully to hear back from them that, hey, I found your monster. Thank you. You made my day. So there you go. That's our Operation Monster Drop date is August 18th. We still have another special going on, and that is our Concentric. Concentric is on sale as well, 20% off through Sunday. And there's also a special with a pattern. You're going to get the free pattern, which is called Unlocked, I believe. That was the one from Kyle Koenigke. And then we also still have some of the Chasing Butterflies kits available. So the Chasing Butterflies kits, that is our cowl that is going on. I think I have the piece right here. Let me grab it, put it in the wrong place for the video. This is the Chasing Butterflies cowl. This is the shawl that we're going to be making. Beautiful, beautiful shawl. Of course, you get your choice of colors. And if you want to get a really good deal, or a really good value, I should say, get one of our kits, because the kits are going to give you this beautiful bag that has the, if you look in the leaves, if you look in the wings, you're going to see your cakes of the yarn, which is pretty cool. And on the back too, you see the cakes of the yarn. But this will hold your entire project. This will hold your lace cake, your lace flower, which is the yarn that we're using. Anyways, these are available as kits. I believe there's 11 colors, so you can choose from those. And those will be available all month online. So if you want to join us, the actual knit along starts on August 30th, I believe. So there you go. That's what we have in our newsletter today. We hope that you have a wonderful weekend and do something fun. We have Seafair coming up here. So we're going to have some hydro races on the lake, and going to have the Navy pilots flying in the air. I can't even think of what they're called at the moment. Anyways, someone's going to come up with this word, and I am in a minute too. Anyways, we've got all that going on here in Seattle, so not sure what's going on in your city, but try to find some time to be creative. And then in the meantime, just enjoy yourselves, stay safe, and we will see you again on Tuesday with more information and another special, I'm sure. Ciao.